Hello and welcome. So in this video, I'm going to kind of lay out my expectations that I have for this week and give a rough estimate of where I believe we're going to finish this week. And the reasons why for that. I touched on it briefly. I did a condensed version in my 3-minute TA video. I put it out about like an hour and a half ago. So going to go a little bit more in depth here and also take some questions and look at some coins for you guys. So I'm going to type in the chat here just to make sure you can hear me. So yeah, just let me know if you can hear me okay, and then I will move on. Okay, perfect. So as far as for like the expectations that I have this week, if you haven't seen the video I released like an hour ago, I was pretty much comparing the chart between um, Bitcoin and USD just to see the Bitcoin and Dogecoin just to see if we're kind of going to get back on track. Because I know we typically, when we get the major catalyst like we did with Doge and Tesla, we broke the trend and Bitcoin kind of was going the other way and Doge was in fact rallying. And we are basically, let's look at Bitcoin here. We're getting the bounce off of this 41 area as of right now. Um, the candles aren't fully developed yet, and that's on Dogecoin as well. And I mentioned that in that video. But a few days ago, if you remember, I said that we should expect the bounce, but we're going to have to wait to see for both of these resistance levels. And with Bitcoin, that is pretty much these areas here that I circled in this blue line. That's around like 40,828. And I said that pretty much if we broke that and we didn't get the bounce, there's pretty much a convincing case that we can test that $29,000 mark, $30,000 mark. But it looks like, in fact, as for now, we're hanging out here. So typically, if they're trending together, at least somewhat, we can expect Doge to be holding the line as far as where it is and be getting pretty much like a bounce around this area. And we are getting similar movement, which is great because I do want us to be still a contender to go test that 200-day moving average. So yeah, so this is the lines that I had here from the other night. We've bounced in this area about 4 times so far. And so far, you can see this little green candle here starting to develop. So far, we're holding up, which is great. So for this week, as long as we hold this line, we're still in a great shape to prepare ourselves to pretty much move toward closer to that 200-day moving average. For those of you who don't know, it wasn't just people. I'm not going to say traders and stuff did not take profits, but that wasn't just the case for Dogecoin. Some momentum to kind of slow down there. Because let's see, if you look here again at the chart from the other day, you'll see that this is Dogecoin shorts. We had that huge spike when we had the rally, and if you look here, these next 3 bars are actually green. What does that mean? That means that you can see like the lines here. What does that mean? It means that the shorts are not an intensive spike like the one that they used to kill the momentum, but they are still very active in producing new shorts. They basically try and get it down. So basically, you'll see the shorts kind of back off when we're around like that 15 cents mark, which is just back on like the 1st, the 2nd, 3rd of the year. So that ideally, you'll see when they start backing off, that's a comfortable place for them. But even now, as we're at like 16, 17 cents, you see more green bars coming up. Ideally, it means that they want to get it lower. So again, not completely traders and everything taking profit. They're also going to try and get the coin down. So as of right now, Doge is doing absolutely okay. And we haven't broken any trends just yet. So we're getting the bounces and resistance, and we're more so back on track with where Bitcoin was. Okay. AMC Doge getting killed. Need one to pop so I can sell and put it into the other. Oh, the pain. Any thoughts on if AMC will moon this month, leading to Dogecoin to increase next month? I don't think. I mean, I don't know if you followed my video the other day, but I made a video and I did a TA on AMC as well, and I said that we should get a breakdown this week, just because of where we were, and I knew that they were close to being in the short positions that they had opened up last year. And of course, you have like the 21st coming up and see if they're going to do whatever they can to try and prevent a gamma to make sure we're not in range. So you can expect that breakdown. And it looks like today they definitely came out swinging, and we certainly got that breakdown. When it comes down to like AMC, I do believe they're going to unload those borrowed shares at some point to try and get it as low as possible. If they're planning to cover, let's say this month, I expect that price to possibly even get lower, possibly like around $15. So that wouldn't surprise me at all. And Doge is, again, it's in the same position, not as aggressively with shorts as AMC, but if Doge has a rally for whatever reason, Elon tweet, catalyst, and stuff like that, you can see how quickly and aggressively those shorts came into play when it was at around 22 cents. So I'm expecting that as well. So Doge and AMC are basically they're in similar situations where people don't want to see them rise or reach their equilibrium, where so any type of spike that they get, the shorts get more aggressive. So this, as far as with timing it this month, I can't say that. I don't know. I wish I did. But I do believe that we're close, and I'm optimistic about it happening this quarter, at least for AMC. Dogecoin is going to be more of a long-term play, but as far as for AMC, I'm more optimistic about it happening this quarter. To be honest, I want Doge to stay down a little longer so I can average down. I'm waiting for 3K to hit my bank account to put Doge at around 16 cents. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say that. Yeah, I think that until the market turns around or until we get like a run out of Bitcoin, I don't think that we're going to see a significant run out of Doge. We may get a spike based off a catalyst, but nothing that can be held or maintained, especially when you have shorts as active as they are against Dogecoin. You're not going to see a mass movement out of it, because if Dogecoin gets like a 8 cents move, like it moves up 8 cents and short spike up that aggressively, I can only imagine if Doge got a 20-cent move right now. So they are definitely trying to keep it in check. So I believe you will have your opportunity to purchase Dogecoin around that range. And again, Doge, regardless of the Tesla announcement or a spike right here, Doge is doing fine. It's holding up its line very well. We're trending technically in the range of normal correction for crypto. So I'm not worried or anything as far as what Doge is doing. We got a spike, which is great. We got a reaction out of the catalyst, and Doge is pushing back against, because we still have some green even after the short started. So the momentum is great as far as for Dogecoin. So I know as we grow, get utility, and get some of these more major catalysts, Doge is going to be fine. But yeah, I do believe you will have an opportunity to do so. Elon's recent tweets remind me of last year's Doge barking at the moon. Yeah, I saw that he tweeted something earlier today. I don't know if it was Doge related, but I got like a notification. I haven't checked it. Actually, we all need to average down if you bought in 2 months ago. Absolutely. I agree. Having the lowest DCA possible is, it opens up a lot of room just for options and leverage. So you've seen the spikes and stuff that you get. So then this is another thing, like whether you're long on Doge or not, just if you time it correctly around these different catalysts, let's say you say, okay, I'm done with Doge. I want to move on. I want to do other things, right? You can literally average down to where you are now and wait for the next catalyst. You'll get a spike, something similar, probably even greater than what we saw, and you're able to make an exit. And who's to say a lot of people did not do that? Certainly traders will take profits, but that is certainly a way to play it. But if you're long-term, whether you're long-term or you're looking to exit and you're in the red, if you are in the red, you can play the coin either way, whether, make an exit now or increase positions simply by averaging down. So just averaging down and typically is always, I don't say always a great answer, but there's a lot of benefits to averaging down. I bought in under a penny. Doge going to the moon. Okay, yeah. So you're not worried about these price actions at all. Congrats. Congrats. Collecting more. There we go. Cop that Doge back in December 2020. Oh wow, yeah. See, I wasn't so fortunate. I got in at 2 cents, but congrats for everybody that got it under a penny. Congrats on that. 2019. Okay. Okay, you guys are vets then. Waiting for the Robinhood wallets. Yeah, Robinhood needs to hurry up. We're probably gonna have to start some hashtags or something here. If we don't get those wallets this week, we're gonna have to take a more direct approach. They're supposed to have like some beta or something out there within. I'll go back and just make sure I didn't misread it. But I'm almost certain, and I have proof that I went over the statements from the COO's Twitter in my video, and I was pretty sure that wallet was due last week. Maybe it's this week. I don't know, but that beta or something was supposed to be coming out. So we're going to probably have to check in and see what's up with that. Let's see. Bling Bling OG for 2019. Got it. Yeah, and I wish I could have got it in 2019. That would have been incredible. But even so, I should have just put even more money in last year. So you can stake your Doge on Thorchain now and trade coins and earn 64% interest. I remember hearing something about that today. I haven't checked yet, but if that's the case, then that's amazing. So, but I do believe even brokerages like Robinhood and stuff like that are going to offer staking now because the competition is so real out there. So if they're going to have a chance at trying to recruit people to stay on their platform, you're going to have to offer staking. So I expect more platforms to offer staking and for the interest rates to start to compete to see where those coins actually sit, which is great for us. We benefit off of that greatly. So the more competition in this arena, the better. So that is absolutely great. What is blockchain? How does it affect crypto? Why can't Dogecoin reach the level of Bitcoin and Ethereum? Okay, that's a loaded question. When you have like blockchains and the systems that crypto pretty much operate on, they have different configurations that can determine mining speed, production, which ultimately have an effect directly on value. That technically goes into like Bitcoin and Ethereum because their blockchain has their program which says that, okay, if you mine a block, how many of these coins are going to be in there? And you can break it down into minutes and be like, okay, well, per minute or per hour, whatever, this is how many Dogecoin is going to be produced compared to how many Bitcoin. Ethereum is technically infinite, but its blockchain allows for it to be minted much more slowly than Dogecoin, which is why it can appreciate greater and respond much greater to large injections of cash. So it's less Ethereum available. There's roughly around 135 billion Dogecoin just because of the speed at which it's being mined, right? Bitcoin has scarcity value. There's going to be a hard cap on how many that are available. So when you have large, and it's also not minted very quickly. So when you have large injections of cash in there, it always has that scarcity value saying that, okay, well, I need to purchase while I can because one day there won't be any more, which is technically true. So that works greatly to its benefit when it comes to price fluctuations and simply attracting large people of wealth to kind of keep money in there. It just kind of becomes like a hedge and literally giving it the name like the digital gold because, rarity allows you to kind of compete against or hedge against inflation. So for Dogecoin, that's why it's more so mathematically impossible for Dogecoin to hit those numbers from the sheer amount of Dogecoins available. Dogecoin hitting Bitcoin's numbers. I don't know the math behind it, but I know it's higher than all the money that we have available in the United States right now. So it's higher than the entire country's like GDP. I don't know where you're located, but it's an astronomical number. So those are like the logistics behind it and not being able to reach those numbers. It can do multiples from where it is now and be used as an actual currency, which is the purpose of the coin. But it trying to like pump it or buy it enough or get enough utility to get it to 60,000 a coin or something like that, it's simply not possible. There'd have to be a change to the blockchain, a dramatic one, to either like do a lot of burning or slow down the rate at which Dogecoin is mined. So hope that helps. Let's see. Holding no matter what. Elon has a plan. He sure does. I offer my wife staking, but holy cow, that's a very high interest rate. That is very high. I'm going to have to look into that. I saw that 60. That is phenomenal, to be honest with you. Yeah, I haven't checked yet, but if you haven't, please like the video, and you're more than welcome to subscribe if you haven't yet. So don't forget about that. Let's see, what is a good price to average down to if you got in 2 months ago? I mean, you always want to average down as low as you can. Like that's literally the whole point of averaging down, is if it consolidates at a point. The best way to do it is at consolidation points. But if if your DCA is 20% or more higher than where it is currently, then even if you don't time it perfectly, you don't even have to try. You're bringing down your DCA roughly by 20%. So you can't go wrong with that. So I would, depending on what your numbers are, I would just simply average down, especially if it's a great enough gap between the two. I wouldn't focus so much just on the number. I just get it down. You have the lower DCA, you have more options, even on spikes, make an exit, taking profits in the event of an emergency. It just gives yourself more options. So I wouldn't focus so much on the numbers. If there's a gap and you can, especially now when we're at a point where we consistently consolidate or trend sideways, I just go ahead and take action. Let's see here. Wait, I just got here. Start over. You're not too far in. I addressed the title in the first like 5 or so minutes. So that way, if people didn't want to stick around for basically like Q&A or something, they didn't have to. So I addressed that first. I FOMOed into Doge during that Elon SNL hype. I foolishly bought in at 57 after being a bag holder ever since. I was able to average down to 21 during the 15 dip last week, but I'm still trapped. Are you looking to get out, or are you just trying to, or do you still necessarily believe in the coin? You're doing the right thing as far as we're averaging down. If you're looking to get out, I'd say, continue averaging down and try and get into the teens. And on the next spike, probably around like the AMC launch, you should be able to easily exit if you're looking to get out. So especially if you're using the word trap, that sounds like you're trying to get out. So, everything has like cycles and stuff like that. But if you are looking to, get out, that would be like the best bet. Otherwise, if you're long term, coin count's going to matter. So, you just average down just to increase your coin count. Hello, Rojogan. How are you? I bought in at 0.06 and I'm still accumulating now at these levels. Congrats. That's the way. That is the way. Listen, Elon literally just told us moon soon and told us last year not to panic. Richest man in the world didn't get where he is by being stupid or wrong. Now, that is a fact. That is a fact. I'm average up. Yeah, I'm right there with you. My DCA is so low that it doesn't matter where I buy, it's going to be up. So I'm not sure how long you've been following my channel, but that's why I said like a few months ago, I was like, when Dogecoin goes into the teens, then I'll start buying again. Just because I have enough, I have a lot of Dogecoin, and typically I try, coin count again matters the most, but I said I was going to try and be a little bit more strategic with my purchases. So at 19 cents and below, I'm a buyer, and I'll buy some every month that we're in this range. But I completely understand what you're saying. I'm going to average up either way. So I doubt it's going to go back to 5 cents and 2 cents and stuff like that for me to kind of keep my DCA intact. So I'm average up, but I'm not buying any more in Robinhood until we get the wallet. So as far as for my DCA, even though it doesn't technically matter, it's kind of intact on Robinhood at least. So I can have that to look at. Great to catch another live. Yeah, it's great to have you. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. I've been watching your stuff for a short while. I thought I was already subbed. Just subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We're going to knock out that 40K soon. So I appreciate you, and welcome to the channel. To the moon, absolutely. Let's see here. 98% of my Doge is now long-term gains of averages of 0.0029 price. I will keep holding long-term. I expect it to hit 125 or higher this year. 90% of my Doge is long-term. Yeah, I mean, if you have, your percentages and stuff like that worked out, that's great. Your entry is phenomenal. So I don't think you have, no matter where, this consolidates, so you decide to take profits, you're gonna be great. So you're in an amazing position. So congrats on that, and definitely congrats on your DCA. Do you think that 36,000 Dogecoins is enough for some serious profit over the next 2 to 3 years? I mean, Dogecoin, as far as the serious profit, that is subjective, but 36,000 is not bad. I did a video a while back, and they were saying, like, what do you recommend, like a minimum Dogecoin and stuff like that. I don't like saying that because everyone's situation is different. And at the end of the day, if something is going to do multiple X of where it is now, having some is better than none. But I'd say just depending on like your goals and where you want to be at, if you can have enough for like a year's, if you say, I believe, Dogecoin can go to $2 or something like that from where it is now. You do the math, how many coins you would need, and at that price to, cover like a year's worth of expenses. But, personally, I'd say, for a decent amount, I'd say try to have at least 60,000, but I can't recommend that. That's just my personal opinion. But what is a serious profit? That'll vary from person to person. So that's something you're going to have to decide based off of your needs. Let's see here. Wallets by March. What do you think? I hope so. Jesus Christ, I hope so. We need those wallets before the AMC integration. So I'm hoping wallets by January. That's what I would like. But I'm going to check. I said this in the comments of my video but I'm almost certain she said wallets that pretty much in like 2 weeks, like mid-January. So it should have been like last week. Maybe it'll be this week. We're going to see. But I'm almost certain that beta is supposed to come out already. So I'm going to double check that, but I'm pretty sure I'm remembering that correctly. So we may have to take a more direct approach. I don't know if they're going to drag this out a little bit, but hopefully we get those wallets this month. After watching your channel and taking tips on lowering DCA, I've been able to get from 48 to 22. I keep chipping away and hope these prices are here for a few more months. Yeah, I mean, the catalyst, based off of the macro, it's totally possible that we can sit here for another month or so. So, just take advantage of it while you can. So, I wouldn't, fret. I think I told someone that earlier today. I wouldn't fret or try to necessarily time it, but, while we're here, certainly capitalize if you can. How many Doge you rocking? People ask me that all the time. I answered it in like one video like a while ago, but and everyone was like doing like quick math and coming up with like money and stuff like that. So I'll try and stay away from it, but I'll just say it's over six figures. I'll say that, and that's necessarily six figures in dollars, but six figures in actual coin count. So I'll say that. I got 5,000 Dogecoin plus brought in at 16 cents. Okay, I don't know if I'm sure if you were going to type something else, but congrats. Yeah, 16 cents. That is a really good, especially where our consolidation levels are. That's a really good consolidation. I mean, a really good entry. So, congrats on that for sure. I believe in Doge and I would never underestimate Elon, but I do want to get out of Doge for now so I can go all in on AMC. Then I will start a new Doge position and not at 57 cents this time. Yeah, just be careful with that because I do believe that after if AMC does exactly what we think it's going to do or what we've done the numbers and the research for, a lot of people are going to take that cash and cash out and they're going to come into the crypto market, especially when that type of fraud and stuff like that is exposed in the market. A lot of times people are going to be looking for an alternative. So I think the crypto market is actually going to get a nice boost from that payout. So, just kind of be careful because, don't be like, oh, I'm here. And you leave here to go chase that. And then when you're going over there, the money's coming back over. So, just be careful. If you can, I'd probably say, split it up. But, just be careful with that because I would hate for you to be like caught in between. Let's see. Sit on a sell limit of 147,000 Doge at 0.0245. I like to buy back in lower price. I say 15. Is that a good strategy? So sitting on a sell limit of 147,000 Doge at 0.245. I'm assuming you meant 24.5, but you say sell and buy back at 15. I mean, technically, you can do that. You can do that with most assets. I would say just be careful of the catalyst that's going on around that time because this happened when we had this slowdown. I want to say between 5 and 10 cents, and we were at 10. And a lot of times people were saying that, okay, well, I'm going to sell at 10, and I'm going to buy back in when it goes down to 5. And I don't have to pull the chart up behind me to let you know that, well, I'm sure you do know that, we never went back to 5. So just, just be careful with that. But if that's not all of your Doge and you have the room and the liquidity, if that's how you want to play it, it certainly happens. A lot of times, traders just based off of the numbers for the last year, that's exactly what they do. 15 to like 20, 15 to like 30, those higher 20s happens all the time. So, if that's how you want to play, I just say, just be careful and stick with your numbers. Let's see. Do you think Elon Musk's recent tweet have anything to do with Dogecoin? Last year in April, he said he's going to the moon soon, and boom, we 74 cents from 5 cents within a month. I don't know. I haven't checked I got a notification, but I haven't read his recent tweet. What is his recent tweet? It could be, I don't know, but I literally haven't seen his actual tweet yet. You guys, let me see. I'm going to check here. Matter of fact, I can just do it on here. Let's see. Let's see here what's going on with Elon. I'm curious now. Everyone is bringing up your tweets. Let's see. Believe in the future. The moon with a rocket. Back to the moon soon. Okay. Now, it's hard to say that specifically aimed at Dogecoin, but it can be certainly be related, because I know we know how fascinated with space Elon is, so it can certainly be related, but it doesn't. It's hard to say that, okay, that's specifically attached to Dogecoin, but it can certainly be related. I'm not I wouldn't consider myself necessarily a betting man, but I do like Elon. I believe in his, the way he pulled his companies from out of the brink of bankruptcy and literally turned them into literally like global phenomenons. I'm a firm believer in Elon's capabilities. So it could very well be something related to Dogecoin, but he's already, expressed his willingness to work with the coin, and some of the projects and things that he's looking for integration on, like whether that be working with devs, the Ethereum bridge, Dogecoin satellite, stuff like that. So I think that regardless of what that meant, I think that he'll deliver on all of those propositions. But I'm not one to try and speculate unless it's like absolutely clear. So I normally don't do that for pictures, but it can very well be very bullish for Dogecoin. Thanks. I'm on Robinhood, so I'm buying the dip. I was at 36 and now I'm up to 25. I did buy at 5 and 7 and cash out at 40, but went back in and just went down. So I'm buying the dip. Okay, yeah, I understand. So you collected some profit the first time you bought back in. So yeah, if you're able to average down from where you bought back in, and you can never go wrong with that. Give yourself options. Let's see. Similar to Gus above, I have been averaging down from where I bought most of my Doge in May at higher levels. But I had also bought previously at less than 5 cents, and I'm a happy long-term accumulate. Awesome. Yeah. You're averaging down, and if you're I'd say if you're longer than a few months, as far as like your time frame for Doge, DCA is great. Strategic entries are great, but ultimately coin count is going to prevail if you're long term. It's better to have some coins at 25 cents than none at 5 cents, and speculating on how many more coins you could have got at these lower prices, and you end up with no coins. So coin count is what's going to come out. Coin count is what's going to matter the most. So if you guys are averaging down and accumulating and getting that coin count up, that's how you're going to win and get that multiple, because obviously the spread from 20 cents to $1 is less than 5 cents to $1, but you're still collecting something on that spread. So your coin count is going to be a multiplier. So great job with that. If AMC would pop off while Doge is still in this range, that would be great. It sure would. It sure would. I'm AMC pops off, or if the market tanks the other way, I'm going to do kind of like that little I don't know if you guys seen that meme where they're dressed as like Santa Claus and they're running through the stores, throwing everything in the basket because, shopping and stuff. That's going to be me. Swooping up all these cryptos at these great prices. Let's see. I know I ask this every time, but what do you think about proof of stake for Dogecoin? No, nothing's changed. Proof of stake is good. I mean, proof of stake. I don't have an issue with POS as of yet. I know that we are, expanding, and we have to look at, I think, a part of the integration that we're going to have with like the Ethereum bridge. And people are worried about, oh, okay, is this going to like slow down the network and blah, blah, blah. But I think that ultimately we haven't had, we can't like project any negative issues with like POS as of now. I think that Doge, still has its advantages to this point of, processing speeds and stuff like that over some similar coins, whether that's processing fees and speeds and fees, excuse me. But as of right now, I don't really have an issue with like POS for Doge. So, maybe later if they made those changes, or we'll see how the bridge development pretty much see how the bridge development plays out. But other than that, I'm fine. I don't have any issues with it. I have 500,000 Doge. Congrats. First time I've seen you live too. Thank you for your info and insights, David. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. I truly believe if Doge, go for it, my man. Thank you. Thanks. That's why I'm holding Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge for the long run. Yeah, me too. That's my luck. I've sold before, only not to go back down. Yeah, that's typically how it works. As soon as you sell, it's like waiting. I feel like I've done that in a number of trades too. It literally waits for me specifically to exit, and then it's like, okay, guys, he's out, and it just takes off. I know exactly how you feel. Um, oh God, not the vault, guys. No, don't start that again with vault. Let's see. That's a tough question because he knew had a massive run up. Um, I don't know. Maybe you're responding to someone else. I'm not sure. Tesla, please allow car purchase with Doge. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Tesla will allow the car purchase with Doge, but I also think that it's a bigger benefit for like the merch and for AMC just because of the price range of actual Teslas. Credibility wise, marketing wise, all benefits for Dogecoin. But we have to look at the fact of the matter is most Dogecoin holders cannot purchase a Tesla with dollars, Doge, pesos, anything. So most Dogecoin holders, the Tesla is out of range. So I don't think it's going to be like a major push or a form of utility for Dogecoin, but I do think it'll be great as far as for adding credibility and marketing Dogecoin. Let's see. Let's see. What does the Ethereum connection do for Dogecoin? Pretty much the catalyst for that is going to be because Ethereum technically is the coin that most people trade into, for like NFTs and stuff like that. So technically speaking, the catalyst is saying that, okay, well, that may be a direct link for Dogecoin to enter into the NFT world. So basically adding another avenue for utility. So, if we can make Dogecoin interchangeable with Ethereum, we can kind of have exposure to utility in the NFT world. Because I do believe that the NFT world is growing rapidly, and I think that it'll have like its own niche and community, and it's going to grow from where it is now. So that'll be great for Dogecoin long term. So I'm excited about that for Doge to have that Ethereum bridge. And again, same thing with that Tesla integration adds a lot more credibility because everyone's like, oh my God, Doge, this is top 10. It's a joke. Doge is going to go to zero and stuff like that. And then we start building up these catalysts. Oh, well, Doge is, has a direct link with the number 2 cryptocurrency. You're using Doge in movie theaters. You're using Doge to buy cars. You're using Doge to buy NFTs. Like I said a while ago in a video, everything, a joke is funny until no one's laughing anymore. And so that's pretty much where we're headed with Dogecoin. So I'm excited for the Ethereum bridge because we're literally chipping away. And I think that by the end of 2022, no one's going to be mentioning that little meme coin thing or Doge is the joke thing because that's going to be water under the bridge. My sister is going to have a baby. Okay, congrats. Is it realistic to be that hopeful on Doge increasing that much price when 15 million new coins are printed every day? What do you mean by that much? Because if you're talking about the Bitcoin, Ethereum prices that I addressed, I don't believe mathematically, I don't think it's possible for Doge to reach those numbers. Doge do multiples from where it is now? Can increase utility, increase the price of Doge? Can we start using Doge in large volumes and reduce the amount of Doge that's actually on the market to purchase and increase the price of Doge dramatically from where it is now? Absolutely. But when you say increasing that much, it really just depends. Like if you're talking about like $300 Doge or something like that, again, mathematically, That's more than the entire stock market and crypto market and stuff like that is worth. So those I would have to say are less likely to happen. So it really just depends on what price point you're speaking of. Um, I like how you said on yesterday's live, Elon Musk is our icing on the cake for Dogecoin at times. Absolutely, absolutely, it's a big deal. With all these different coins, doesn't that hurt the market? What hurt the market with a lot of coin varieties? Technically, I think that Doge inspired a lot of the. Well, I know that Doge inspired a lot of the coins and stuff that we have on the market right now. So it kind of led this thing where coins are either copying the name directly or they're saying that this is the next Dogecoin or we're going to put up Dogecoin type gains. And now there's a lot of people that's in the crypto market that weren't going to be in the crypto market until they came in specifically for Dogecoin. Now they kind of got exposed to it, and Doge obviously is taking too long, so they're moving on to other projects. Does it hurt Dogecoin in the short term? I'll say that capital spreading out and spreading thin did have a negative effect on Dogecoin and caused it to consolidate a lot lower than it would have initially. Um, but overall, most of those coins aren't going to exist in the next year or so. So, people that are out here chasing, I said this last night, chasing like the Doge coins, Step Uncle and all that kind of stuff, those coins are going to disappear. A lot of people are going to lose money, but I think that it'll be like a lesson as far as for what to look for when buying certain coins. Like you can't just buy a coin. It's not investing because you buy a coin because it's cheap and they put like we're going to support, oh, this is Dogecoin's baby sister, and buy it, it has 5 zeros in front of it, you get 1 billion of them for $1, and we support animal shelters. That's our mission. Like that's not an actual business. That's not it's not it doesn't have uniqueness. It doesn't necessarily have leadership. It doesn't have a competitive advantage. It's literally a cash grab, and people are going to, I think it'd be something similar to like the lessons that were learned in the dot-com bust in around like 99 2000. So we have these cycles where people come in and even in like '08, everyone just jumps in and, just buy a house. It's going to appreciate. It has to go up in value. Same thing in 2000. The internet is the new thing. If we buy these .com websites, it's going to appreciate. Just buy it. 2008, we're going to buy these houses. Just buy one. It's going to go up. And now here we are, 2021, 2022. Buy these coins. They're cheap. It's just going to go up. It's literally just a cycle. And these people, the money flows out of the market. These people get killed, and you learn lessons and you move on. The market consolidates, and the coins that actually have value and stuff like that, and utility and usefulness and competitive advantage and stuff like that, they move on. And then at that point, the coins that actually have value and substance, they soak up that extra money that is now available. So short term, I can say yes. Long term, I think that we are on a very familiar cycle that we've seen across many markets over the last few decades. And I'll say that we're set to do a repeat. I said, need to be realistic about market cap here. Going to need a ton of money to get over $1, but it can be done. Look how fast Cardano shot out, just to mention Sunday swap. Yeah, I think for Doge to get $1 is like, what is it, like 145 billion? Excuse me, 135 billion. So in terms of market cap overall, not that big a deal, but it certainly can be done. And I do believe that the market overall is going to expand. So, I think we're going to have a $10 trillion market cap for the crypto market in general versus our peak of like 3.3 trillion now. So Dogecoin hugging that top 10 like that puts us in great position to rise and to also catch that next wave of institutional money coming in as well. So we are, again, we're in great shape. Tesla could accept Doge as a down payment, though. They could. That could certainly be a creative way to um, integrate Doge in there. Certainly could. Let's see. If you are just Doge Maxi, you're gonna miss out by big. No, I talk about other stuff too. Most of the times, people, because I even did a poll as far as for what people want to hear on the channel and stuff like that. Most of the my subscribers and stuff, they're interested in Doge. But if you're like any of like the discords and stuff like that, I talk about a lot of my other positions that I have. I recently, the two biggest payouts that I had was the Tesla going over 1,000 and Apple hitting its peak new all-time highs now. So because I had a few options on Apple contracts, so I'm in both the crypto and the stock market. Um, but as far as for like what people are interested in hearing from me, most of the time it's Doge, but that is not my portfolio in its entirety, not at all. Let's see, Doge, David, you are right about how many leaving the stock market and heading into crypto after AMC. That's my plan. Imagine how high Doge would go when that happens. AMC needs Elon help, and we help Doge move. Yeah, no, definitely. I think that I've seen it personally, and on my channel, in different threads, in emails that are sent to me. People are telling me like, "Hey, as soon as this is over, it's corrupt. I'm not investing in this thing anymore. I'm out. I'm just going to do crypto or something like that." So I align with that perfectly, and I think that Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of which are great prices now compared to where they're actually going to go. I think they're going to appreciate heavily. So certainly buy the ones that you are interested in, the ones that have quality, of course. Sorry, my thread just refreshed, so my comments got pushed um, up. Do you think Sheeb has any chance of dropping to a zero? I'm not gonna say it has no chance. Sheeb definitely has a large community. The thing with Sheeb is it just needs to pretty much hold up the resistance line that it's at now. Because Sheeb is at the moment, Sheeb is looking like a retrace. It's getting a bounce where it should on the chart. I pulled it up a few times, but Sheeb just needs to hold the line. It doesn't have to rally right now, but it does need to at least trend sideways to build up some support there. So, and that'll put it in position to rally again and potentially drop a zero. If it doesn't, it's looking like a full retrace, and you're going to have to build up that momentum again all over. Because the issue with Sheeb's movement is it had a lot of gap ups, which means it has no support at those levels. So when you have that amount of either whales coming in or people coming in, typically they will sell off a lot faster than if they're trying to chart it and say what's a great entry for me, and they can't have one just because of the big green spike. So it just kind of makes it easier for it to retrace back down to those lower levels. So depending on what it does now, that'll kind of give me an idea if it can rally again and drop a zero. But as of right now, those lower highs consecutively, it's very alarming for me. So at the moment, it's looking like a retrace. Let's see here. Let's see. Those will reach $480 by the end of the year. Oh, wow, that would be a lot of revenue, or even the crypto market cap in general, total market cap. That would be a lot of revenue, a lot. So we'll see though. We'll just put it out there. We'll see. Just kind of keep an eye on it. AMC and GME pump. I will buy a lot more Doge. Yeah, I think that again after the swing in the market from AMC and stuff like that, I think that crypto market, especially top 10, is going to do phenomenal. So, which is one of the reasons why you hear me always saying coin count, coin count. DCA is great. Averaging down is great because you can kind of get the best of both worlds. But if you're a long term, coin count, coin count, coin count. So that is absolutely. What is this? Skirm, thank you for your input. It's much appreciated. All the best. Thank you. This is, I know it's not $20, $20 CA. I'm not sure what that is, but yeah, thank you though. I appreciate you. Let's see. Doge is breaking out. Let's go back here and take a look. Oh, and if you guys haven't yet, follow me on Twitter. I'll put my handle in here. If you guys have a Twitter account, I'll put it here if you can. Let's see. It's Canadian. Okay, thank you. So yeah, follow me on Twitter. That is my user handle. I just put in the comment section here. So we're going to go back to Doge. Let's do a refresh here of the chart. So it says here we are at roughly what, 1667. So yeah, but I'm confident. We've gotten several bounces. I won't say plenty, but we've received several bounces from where we are now on this chart. So it is perfectly okay and normal to assume we'll get another one just because of those circled areas on here. And we've seen that the shorts technically are spiking back up as well, which leads me to believe that either A, they want it lower, or B, they're expecting a greater increase in volume. So I think that it is logical to assume that we're going to have some resistance here, which is great. Because for me, all I want, even if it's not now, what I want prior to Doge 1, whether that's March, October, December, whatever, what I want prior to Doge 1 is I want us to go past this 200-day moving average, and I want us to test this 34, 33 cents line resistance here again without the Doge 1 catalyst. I want us to test it before that. We tested it twice and got rejected both times, but I want us to do it again just to kind of see how we measure up. I want us to test it before that. We tested it twice. So I want us to go do it again just to see kind of how we measure up to give us like an idea of where we are as far as strength wise, so that in the event we can consolidate in that range, and then the Doge 1 does well, or if it looks like I don't know if Elon's painted the entire rocket to look like a Doge, whatever. It can just give us an opportunity to take off from there versus us building up from 15 cents. I think that, especially for breaking like an all-time high and setting like those records, I think it'll be a lot better if we took off from 34 cents versus 15. But that's just me. I'll take it either way, but hopefully we can make that happen with AMC alone. So I think it'll be a great deal for us. Let's see. Hit the like button. Hit the like. Thank you. I appreciate you. Everyone is here. Please hit the like for our friend David. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Definitely hit the like button. If you found value in anything that I had to say, if you found value in one thing I had to say tonight, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. I do this almost every day, and we come here and we learn together. So Elon dropped Bitcoin, accepted Dogecoin. That's a big move. It is. It is. And I'm really surprised at the things that Elon says about Dogecoin publicly. It is because at this point, it's obvious who's the institution's favorite. We know how beloved Bitcoin is. So it is I'm very shocked to see Elon publicly be like, oh no, Bitcoin. He doesn't necessarily say Bitcoin's trash, but he just says that it's not logical as far as the payments. And that's the whole thing that they're trying to push. They're saying that, oh no, we don't have to just hoard Bitcoin. We can just use Bitcoin as payment. And Bitcoin has kind of already established itself as that crypto gold. So we all know historically gold is hoarded, which is why even in currencies and when they would use it in gold and silver, when they would use it in actual change like dimes, nickels, quarters, and stuff like that, it would end up getting either clipped or they'd eventually be forced to start diluting it with nickel and zinc and copper and stuff like that because it gets hoarded. Because eventually inflation is, out of control so much, you can typically the coin becomes the metal content, or the scarcity value of the actual content becomes greater than what the face value of it is. So, and I think that, with Bitcoin having its scarcity value, that's going to be a way for it to pretty much outpace the dollar, which is, why it's being considered crypto gold. So I think that with Elon coming out and saying that, okay, well, yeah, well, that's obviously not going to work for, like an actual currency on the internet. It's never worked. Dogecoin is more feasible. That says a lot. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. It definitely says a lot. And he's also right too. Follow. Thank you. Thank you for following. I appreciate you. People can talk, but they can't change history. Elon has spoken. Doge to the moon. Walmart and AMC are joining in. There we go. Doge to the moon. Would it be realistic for Doge to hit 30 cents by the end of 2022? What's your opinion on that? Yeah, it's very realistic. Extremely. We were headed there like last week, short spike and stuff like that. We didn't have enough momentum to actually break through. But yeah, that is very, very likely. I'd be extremely disappointed if that didn't happen, especially after AMC and the Doge one. I'm expecting us to especially start putting pressure like on these shorts and that 200-day moving average. I'm expecting that to happen after the AMC catalyst. I'm expecting that to kind of happen. So hopefully we can kind of have that before we have that Doge one takeoff. So hopefully that'll be well before the end of 2022. Do you think hypothetically, if we get to 20 cents before the space launch happens, we have a better chance at hitting $1? I mean, it's better than being at 15 cents. I ultimately think the higher we are prior to that big moment, the better off we're going to be as far as for momentum, because not necessarily purely hype, but obviously it is a big factor as far as for press and media and what gets shared as far as online, the news, simply just history being made, cryptocurrency going into space. So at whatever point, 20 is better than 15. So it's certainly a benefit for us to be higher, and that'll certainly propel us closer to the dollar. So hypothetically, yeah, it's a lot better for us to be at those higher numbers compared to where we are now. Let's see. Let's see. Could this be a Ponzi scheme for most of the meme tokens? Feel like all these coins pumped and got carpeted pull once it hit for an all-time high. I mean, historically, this always happens. And this is what I mean by Dogecoin has not done anything out of line, or Dogecoin hasn't reacted in a way that scares me. We've seen this a number of times collectively, which is why even last year, before Elon went on SNL, and while we were in the middle of the bull run, I was stating, hey, I was giving the ranges of a correction or a pullback. I said, historically, 50 to 80%. On the extreme side, you can even get 90%. And I was just looking at some of the bigger cryptos that are still around. Primarily, Bitcoin happens all the time. And we know now we've built a case for the entire crypto market to trace Bitcoin. So we know that if that is the case, then we can expect similar reactions out of, pretty much all the cryptos. So what Dogecoin has done is not abnormal. Like, it's not like it, if this was, if Doge would have lost like 70% of its value and it was just simply unheard of in the crypto market, I'd be like, yeah, something's wrong. We probably don't need to be investing in this. But as long as Doge is in those ranges and simply not doing pretty much simply not just falling like a rug pull or doing a complete retrace, but actually having points of resistance and stuff like that, I'm fine with Dogecoin where it is. I said this also last year. I said that I think it was like right before or right after the SNL, I pointed out the fact that Bitcoin hit like 19,000 and then went down to like 3, and it did not see those numbers again for about 2 years. And I know now, based off of the community and how they respond, that if Dogecoin, like the community would probably lose its mind if Dogecoin didn't see an all-time high again for 2 years. Even though we have history stating that it is entirely possible and likely for, because we've, even outside of the that window, we have something called crypto winters, where you pretty much have like a consolidation or even just a stagnant period where it just simply goes sideways. Maybe retail changed those charts last year with the volume of people that came in. Maybe not. Maybe we're going to have another crypto winter at some point. But we have to get out of the notion of that just because we invested in something, it should just pump and go down by 10 or 20% and pump again. Crypto has already had a system prior to everyone rushing into the market last year. We don't have enough money to flip these institutions to change the algorithm like that. We can influence it, but I don't believe we can change. We don't have enough money to change the algorithm altogether. So if they say, hey, we're going to take money out, or we're going to take $2 trillion out of the market, rebalance over here, and we'll come back in 8 months. Unless you got $2 trillion to pump back into the market, you're going to have to wait on that. So it's, I think that everything that's happening now is, we have history and charts to say that this typically happens. So as long as we are within our ranges, I believe we're okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just refreshing my my chat here because I get behind because I end up talking too much. So I have to catch up. Why have a Dogecoin going up in value with all the hype, and why is it just nickel and diamond? Doge hype is not sustainable. Like that's the issue here. That's similar to what we have here because we can generate the momentum in a short term, but hype is not going to be sustainable. Our most sustainable form of price and even stability in the coin is going to be through utility. I believe we're going to get a spike at each catalyst that we have this year. When the AMC partnership comes out, I believe we're going to get a spike. When the AMC GameStop partnership comes out, when the Dogecoin AMC partnership comes out, we're going to get a spike. When Dogecoin GameStop partnership comes out, we're going to get a spike. When Doge One mission comes out, we're going to get a spike. When Dogecoin and the Ethereum Bridge catalyst comes out, we're going to get a spike. But we have to operate inside of those actual catalysts if we're going to maintain those price points. Otherwise, we're going to get a spike, but that's not going to send Dogecoin on this solo mission to the moon when the market is consolidating and even Bitcoin is, pretty much threatening to do an even further correction. So we kind of just have to take a look at the market as a whole and not just micro in on Dogecoin and say that Dogecoin or that even retailers, we have enough money to pump into Dogecoin for whatever reason and send it to the moon, even though the market is completely going the opposite way. We can influence it. That's these spikes, which is like what we got the other day where Dogecoin was trending upward and Bitcoin was trending the other way. But in order to maintain that, we're either going to simply hold at those larger prices and expect people that were in or whatever to not take profit, or that's going to be a continuous injection of money. And Tesla merch is not going to do that. So I think that we have a better catalyst to do that with something like an AMC, simply because there's always continuously new products and stuff like that coming out every week. So we'll be able to better gauge it by that. But we can't just say that, okay, it's stagnant or, it's nickel and diamond just because of the, the price action of the coin. Doge is doing what most coins are doing, and it's even I can argue to say it's actually holding up better than a lot of coins. So I think that Doge is in a great position, and we just kind of have to look at the macro of the market. Let's see. Crypto coins that get rug pulled are the ones not listed on any exchange. Facts. Yeah, you are more likely to get screwed when you can't get it on the exchange. That is a fact. Hey, David. Hello. How are you? Let's see. Every crypto had a rebound from the summer lows. Doge hasn't, and it won't because of the inflation. Remember, it was created as a joke and pretty much an abandoned project. Oh my God. How are you? Okay, so how is Doge an abandoned project? I literally even just now, I just named like 4 major catalysts for Dogecoin coming up that literally have been created probably within the last 4 to 5 months for these partnerships and these catalysts to come up. And again, let's take a look here. We went up and tested our pretty much our ceiling the last time at around late October, like November. We were up to test our resistance line that we literally bounced off of after the rally. We came here like in August, which definitely in the summer, and we tested it again in around November. So like, I'm not sure what you mean by Doge hasn't had a rebound since the summer. We've definitely had one, and we got rejected from the same point. So I'm not seeing I'm not seeing your point here. What's the probability of Doge hitting $1 this year? I'm optimistic. So I'm definitely optimistic about Doge hitting $1. I'll have more info. My biggest thing that I want to see us, because technically the Doge one, that's kind of tied to Elon. Tesla, whether that's the cars or the merch, that's tied to Elon. I'm more concerned. I want to see how Doge responds to GameStop and AMC, and not necessarily Doge, but really I want to see how we respond to Dogecoin and AMC and GameStop. I want to see that we're going to have that same energy to come and support the coin at these other institutions. That's what I want to see. So that will help me greatly with trying to give some projections and what I believe as far as what's going to be possible this year and where we're going to actually take off. So that's going to help me greatly. So that I'll just say I'm optimistic, but I'll have a much clearer vision of that after these catalysts, especially the AMC one. After that starts rolling out, I have a better idea. We need them wallets. We sure do. We need them like yesterday. We need those wallets like yesterday. Let's see. Thank you for that. Not sure. Okay, no problem. If you're talking to me, no problem. I'm not sure what. Do I follow David Marino Jr.? He's pretty salty as well. He loves the Doge too. No, I don't. I haven't heard of him. That's someone I have to look up. What about Dogecoin Mars? Dogecoin has the potential to be a cash grab. I am not long on Dogecoin Mars. It has I think it does have the potential to pump, but I wouldn't look at it as of right now. I wouldn't look at it as anything more than just a cash grab. So I wouldn't, I wouldn't invest heavily in there if I were you. Let's see. I really believe that most people into Doge are not aware that the supply is infinite. 15 million coins are created every day. No. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for everyone. I know what the supply is, and I know that the push for Doge is to actually be a currency. Now, I do know that because of, I'll just say some leaders in the community or influencers, YouTubers, and stuff like that, they'll pump Doge like it's a Bitcoin. And I do believe that is a misrepresentation of the coin, which is why I've put out the research and stuff like that. And now you have a lot of other people saying it as well. But I put out the research saying that, okay, through utility, and I explained that through utility, we can remove the coins from the market and get the price action that we want. But as far as for Doge, it is designed to be a currency. And I don't have the date yet, but I know it's like within 10 years or something like that. Pretty much the inflation rate of Doge is going to be less than that of the dollar. So at that point, even saving Doge will be harming you less than the actual inflation rate of the dollar, and probably even sooner than that if we don't get the inflation rate of the dollar under control right now. So I can't speak for everyone, but I'm aware of the inflation rate of Dogecoin and also its intentions to be a currency and not something to buy and not use for utility and treat it like a Bitcoin. I do understand that. So that's one of the things I'm really transparent about on my channel, and that I do my best to actually explain, because I feel like a lot of leaders and people in the community, they don't convey that. They'll just say buy into the moon, but they're not necessarily explaining the what, when, and the how. So I try to make sure I do that. Let's see. I think Elon has been playing chess against institutional money the moment they revealed themselves to be against Doge. Reversing Tesla on Bitcoin was the first step to Doge One market cap. Yeah, I think that because Elon has a history with screwing short sellers, because he said publicly that he hates short sellers. And I don't know, but you can look it up. It's actually a very popular article when shorts were trying to pretty much take down Tesla. And anyway, the shorts on Tesla alone ended up losing like $40 billion. So it's a lot of articles and stuff out there and information, but it is it's incredible the way he handles like short sellers and stuff like that. So I know that when you have like institutions and people that typically bet against other companies that he's in favor of, he's very passionate about screwing them over. I'll say that. Let's see. I wonder if these institutions prefer Doge stay between 16 and 33 cents ranges. I have seen Doge rinse and repeat that cycle many times last year. Doge going to $1 destroys that pattern. Yeah, that's correct. They are. I think that even just if you look at the spikes of the actual shorts, they're comfortable being with it in that range. And even traders as well, you'll see that, we've seen the 15 to like 21, 22 pattern. We've seen the 20 to 25 pattern. We've seen that go up to the 30 to 33 pattern. Typically, it's around that 20% margin. And even when I trade, that's typically what I'm shooting for minimum. So I can typically, if I see patterns like that, I'll say, okay, well, they're simply trading in and doing like they're pumping down. So it's very likely that they want it, in that range, because when we see the spike in shorts when we went up to around 22, there are still some shorts coming into play now, but they're not as aggressive. So they're not trying to necessarily get it down lower than where it is now, but they did not want it above 25 cents or even nowhere near it, because they were really aggressive and trying to make sure that doesn't happen. So I can certainly agree with that altogether. And typically, the same thing with what happened with Tesla and its short sellers. When you have the catalyst and enough momentum, they typically still can't short it enough, just because that buying pressure is overwhelming. So that's how they end up losing a bunch of money and they get screwed. So I think that we have the catalyst this year to make that. We have the catalyst this year to make that actually possible. Let's see. There are some cappers in the chat. You need mods, bro. Yeah, I'm going to get some mods. I'm speaking to a few people, and I'm not sure. I got to do some research on it. Possibly I'll do some tonight to see if I can get like some actual bots in here to, actually do it automatically. But hopefully we'll see if I can actually get this on their way within like the next day or so. So I'm definitely going to get some mods. Let's see. Hold on, sorry, my chat refreshed, so it just pushed everything up. Let's see. 135 billion Doge available if supply and demand change the price on coins. Theoretically, to keep numbers even, if Doge were to hit 20 cents for 27 billion, a drop in the bucket for him, no more available. Yeah, I think that even now, because technically speaking, you say that, okay, that's a really high coin count, but for what it's used for, as far as for like a currency, it's not like an astronomical number or anything yet. Like we're not in the trillions where it's like some like unbelievable number, because if we were to have a massive amount of or massive utility right now with Dogecoin, it would literally go to the moon just because of the volume of coins that would be removed from the market. 135 billion is a lot of coins if you're trying to say, okay, there's scarcity value. But if you're saying, hey, we're going to use this as an actual catalyst, use these coins as actual currency, you'd be surprised how fast the value would shoot up, because 135 billion, when you start dealing with millions of people, it's not going to be it's not going to be a large amount, especially if it's being interchanged and stuff like that as far as for commerce. Let's see. And again, if you found value in this video, consider liking it. And if you found value in anything I had to say tonight, consider subscribing. You can always change your mind later, but I literally do this just about every day. I've been going live a lot more than normal, but regardless, I still post videos. So those tend to be pretty useful. Let's see here. I love Doge, but I fully don't trust Elon. Y'all got to remember, he's a businessman, so he's going to make the best decision for himself, whether that's supporting Doge or Bitcoin. Yeah, so when it comes to that, because my biggest thing was I was always looking to see, okay, what was the reason for Elon supporting Dogecoin? Because technically, he doesn't need Dogecoin or Bitcoin for that matter. He can certainly, even if he wanted to develop his own coin or like a Tesla coin or something like that, he certainly has the money and the resources to make that happen. And even time-wise, he doesn't necessarily have to spend any time on Dogecoin at all if he doesn't want to. He could simply be like, obviously, institutions have chosen Bitcoin. He can just kind of fall in line and be like, hey, look, we're going to take Bitcoin and whatever coin or as far as for currency that emerges, I'll get on board with that. I don't care. I'm busy with Tesla and my rockets. That was always an option for him. So when he comes in and starts supporting Dogecoin and speaking with devs and working with Vitalik on the Ethereum bridge and stuff like that, it is I think it's optimistic for what he believes about the coin and him actually getting involved with it, because he has many options that he doesn't necessarily have to deal with Dogecoin if he did not want to, whether that's endorsing Bitcoin, creating something else. He could have just co-signed Ethereum. It would have got the same type of reaction. So I think Dogecoin is, he genuinely must have, in my opinion, he genuinely must have interest in Dogecoin, because someone of his level, he can take this any direction he wants. So I think that his interest in it is, unique. And, I don't think that now, I don't think that Dogecoin is in a position where he would have to choose between like Dogecoin and a Tesla or something like that. In that sense, saying that he would do what's best for him. I don't think anything like that would arise. So I think that as far as for dealing with the payment system for Doge and actually, running his businesses, he can certainly do both. So I think that his interest and stuff like that is unique and genuine. I'll say that. What's the catalyst for what? For Dogecoin? There are many, but primarily for me, the biggest ones are going to be the AMC integration and the Doge One satellite. Those are going to be the biggest ones for me. But there are quite a few catalysts coming up. Let's see. Elon liked Doge because they had the largest following, most active followers on Twitter. Before he endorsed it, because I know Doge started. I know it did. I know that it had. There was something like on TikTok back in like I want to say like 2020 toward the end of the year. But from what I understand, most of the community came after he started speaking about it. So was this like after he endorsed it? Because from what I understand, Bitcoin should have had the largest community. So I didn't have a chance to compare it in real time. So I'm just assuming that. But I would like to believe that Bitcoin would have had the largest community around that time. When do you think Elon will accept Dogecoin for his Tesla vehicles? The Whistle and the Cyber Quad are sold out so fast. Dogecoin to the moon. I think it's underway. I think they looked at some of the back offices in the computers, and they saw that they're already working like on coding and stuff. So I think that we're going to probably see something like that within like the next month or two. So I think that Elon is moving relatively quickly to make this a reality. So I think this is going to happen sometime like in like the next, I say next month or two. I think it's a real thing. Let's see. Um, what do you think Doge's all-time high this year will be? Hard to say. That I would like to see it at $1 at least, but I want to see how we hold up prior to the Doge One satellite. So I'll have better projections on that a little later, but I would like to see us at around $1 at least. But I need to see how we respond to AMC's acceptance and kind of see where we consolidate at prior to any of our space endeavors. Let's see. Um, I agree, Mr. Mitchell, but there's a motive behind every action. I think him supporting Doge is a long-term business decision. I just know if Elon ever pulls the plug on Dogecoin, the Doge community might be in trouble. No, I agree with that. Now, nothing ever happens for no reason. Um, I just think that it doesn't necessarily have to be a foul or negative reason that he's like, okay, well, I'm just in this to, um, just purely benefit myself. I think that Doge to Elon, even if it's like if you treat it like a charity case and said that, okay, well, I want to be a part of um, the world's first internet currency or the people's currency. I want to be a part of that. Or can I help develop that? Can I help bring about that change? Even if it's something like as simple as that, that's fine. But it's just, I just know that he could have went a million other routes with this if it were so that he could actually have more control over it if he wanted to do it for malicious reasons. So I'll say that. So I think that is why I believe his reasonings for being involved with the coin are a little more unique. Let's see. The most entertaining outcome is most probable. Cryptocurrency can be too serious. So, Doge. These are facts. These are facts. Could there be a possibility for Doge to have a burn mechanism? That's possible. As of right now, I think it's unlikely. Um, just because of the functions of the coin and what it actually we're looking for. I think the most of the value increase is going to have to come from utility, especially long term, versus actually just reducing the coin count. Because technically, reducing the coin count it would be counterintuitive to it actually being used as a currency. You think Robinhood kind of hurt Doge's reputation because of what they did? Not necessarily Doge's. Robinhood definitely hurt Robinhood's reputation from what they did, and certainly hurt their revenue. But I don't think that it necessarily hurt Dogecoin's reputation. They might have. I think that as far as buying pressure and the community backing off buying into Dogecoin at that time, thus dropping the volume. I think that hurt Dogecoin. And I guess you can blame Robinhood for that, but reputation-wise, I don't think that it had much of an effect on Dogecoin, especially compared to them kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Let's see. Any worries about the decline in the world fertility rate? Will this hurt or help crypto as a whole? Um, I guess if it was steep enough, it can hurt as far as like utility and stuff like that. But it would have to certainly be a steep uh, decline, because when it comes down to wealth and money, you don't necessarily need a mass amount of people, because one person, or even now, like 1% controls most of it. So you don't necessarily need a lot of people for utility or even crypto, as far when it comes to terms of preserving wealth. Okay, I donate to you in Dogecoin. I don't have a mechanism for it yet, unless it's like directly, but theoretically, yeah. I think Elon cares too much to just pull the rug. He's a billionaire, and he looks just at the benefit for a long term, etc. Environment, human longevity. He wants more for people than himself. Yeah, I think though Elon is. Yeah, I mean, even financially, even with the money, because they were saying that even when they attack him for like not paying taxes, quote unquote, or I think the UK said that Elon has enough money to end world hunger, and they said that it would take like $6 billion or something like that to end world hunger. And he posted this on Twitter, and he said if they can submit evidence that $6 billion will end world hunger, he'll write the check on the spot. And from what I heard, that he hasn't got that report yet. So when it comes down to stuff like that, I think that we have someone who's willing to sell their positions unnecessarily to reduce it down, push themselves into the highest tax bracket, pay the most tax of any human in the history of the planet, and literally getting into a $6 billion wager with another country over world hunger. I think that it's plausible for that person to be involved in something without a coin or a movement, without necessarily having malicious intent. All right. So we're roughly around an hour and a half. Again, like the video if you found any value in it, and definitely consider subscribing. We're closing in on, we're almost at 38,000. I think we're like 38, probably like 38.9 now. So I appreciate all of you guys for, supporting the channel, liking the videos, subscribing, telling your friends about it. I appreciate all of that. So I'm going to make some content as far as for the videos for tomorrow and do some more research. So I will see you guys tomorrow, and we will chat again. All right. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, and have a good night.